So this is Brooks.
You look so good on the camera, Bubba.
So we had went to church that morning, and then we got lunch and we came home, and I was obviously late, so I was like, if we get to this many days late, then I'll take a test. And I was just freaking out. I was freaking out. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I was like, I can't do this. Like, this isn't happening to me. I was like, I have so much going for me. And for us too, like, we both have these futures planned for ourselves, you know? And so in that moment, it felt like everything was like ending. It felt like the world was ending. Now I'm sitting here pregnant, and I have no idea what that means for myself. I have no idea what that means for my body and for like us and for, you know, just like how people are gonna react. Just the whole thing of it is terrifying. Like, obviously it's terrifying to have a kid, but I think in that moment for me, it was just being pregnant. So I had just moved into college, and I was also in cheer, so I was really excited to get into college and start making all these friends, and it really wasn't like a week into college when we found out. It was hard because I didn't really like get to experience any of it before that happened, and you know, like, Reed was really involved with his fraternity at that time too.
I was more involved like my freshman year. I did all that rush stuff, and so my sophomore year I was kind of like, I was gonna just do what I did the freshman year. I was like, this is easy. I mean, I kind of got it down packed. And so then when we figured out like what a weekend of school that we were having Brooks, I was like, well, shoot, I can't do this.
I just needed someone to talk to, but like I said, I didn't want to talk to anyone at the same time. So we looked up, I looked up, I was like a hotline or like something. I was like, someone to talk to about finding out that you're pregnant. It was just some random number, and I remember calling that number, and I was like, I'm pregnant, I don't know what to do. Like, I need someone to talk to, and they obviously, like, they told me about like the different choices that you have and stuff, and I think they could just see how in distress I was. So they were like, I really recommend you going to a free clinic in your area. I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, well, what is that? Like, what, like, where's the nearest one? And they were like, there's one in Ruston called Life Choices. They were like, you should call them and set up an appointment. And so I did. And then I went and talked to Miss Julie. And I remember being so scared to talk about it because, like, I didn't want to be judged by the things that I was feeling and thinking, and so I was just nervous to talk about it at first. And then as I started kind of telling her about myself and our situation, she just made me feel so comfortable talking about it. And I just, like, from point A all the way to the end, like, she's always made me feel so comfortable. She's made me feel so good about everything. She's just been so easy to talk to.
I would say that Miss Julie was probably like the first reassuring voice, and it was refreshing because, like, you're in this position where you don't know what's going on, you don't know what to do, and you have this adult figure who is at this clinic, who's probably seen this multiple times before, and she's just sitting here, and she's a Christian, and she's praying over you, and she's reassuring you, and she's telling you that things are going to be okay. So I would say that was probably a nice thing to hear. Just thinking, like, from a Christian standpoint, you have these thoughts in your mind, these views that you have about the world and the people around you and who you associate yourself with, and you just think to yourself, I would never do this, I would never think this, but you don't know what you would really do until you're in that position, or what you would think until you're in that position. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you any less of the people around you, but it's just like, it brings you back to, like, we're all human. Like, we all make mistakes. We all do things that we probably shouldn't be doing. We shouldn't be thinking. But you're human, and that's why Jesus died on that cross. He died for our sins. I mean, we don't have to sit here and judge everybody around us because he already died for our sins. So,
in the moment, in the initial moment when we found out, like, it's just so terrifying that, you know, you let those thoughts get into your head and
You really don't even let them in your head. You lay them out on the table. You just say, this is what we have in front of us. And then
yeah. And it's terrifying because, like, it feels terrible to, like, even think those things. And, you know, so when you're in that position, it's so terrifying. I think it was just hard, and this goes for, like, the whole pregnancy, just hard being happy about it, because babies are such a blessing and there's something to be happy about, and most people are super excited about babies. And so going through the whole thing just kind of not really being super excited was hard. On my mind, I go to a certain stereotype of people that this happens to, and so you don't really see many success stories with teen pregnancies. So to live it is something that's, like, just so crazy. And so when it happened to us, it was just reassuring to know that it is okay. We've made the absolute best out of our situation.
the fact that we got pregnant didn't define our relationship. We already had a great relationship. You would honestly expect, like, maybe that would put a halt on some things. Maybe it would take away from how you lived your everyday life, like if the feelings were the same. But I would say that entire experience really grew our relationship. Our relationship got stronger. We learned to love each other in a way that we didn't know was possible, because there are so many things that happen during pregnancy, childbirth. You're just like, wow, like, you don't know until you're there how crazy it is. Like, genuinely crazy. And you're just sitting there looking at that and you're like, that's happening? But our relationship was 100% stronger because of it. And and also during pregnancy and childbirth, you just see how strong your partner is. It really is a bonding experience.
I'm stuck with this, regardless. And so it really spoke measures about him and his character, like, in that moment. We did it together. We took the test together. We found out together, and seeing how he reacted in that moment really spoke measures about his character, and how he reacted then and the entire time just was so incredibly reassuring to me about him and his character and the kind of man that he is. And so it was never a question to me.